going on, everyone? My name is Jumtic, coming at you with another Halo 5 video. In the topic of today's video, we'll be discussing a variety of different ways to improve your game, not just in Halo 5, but perhaps even across all first-person shooters. So anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the video. The first tip I'll be coming at you with is a warm-up. And people might describe this differently, but it happens to all of it, which is if you've just been like out with your friends or something, or you haven't been playing at all yet in a day, then you hop on your Xbox, play your first match in multiplayer, and you just get absolutely stomped, you're out the loop, you rust, you're missing all your shots. Yeah, that's why you need a warm-up. So when you first go on Xbox, or PlayStation, or whatever, PC, instead of just hopping straight into a multiplayer match and probably getting your ass whooped because you're just not in the loop, out the swing of things, just slap on like a campaign mission. If you're playing Halo 5, I'd recommend the very first one. Put it on normal or heroic, and then yeah, just play through that until it ends and hop in multiplayer. What it's going to do is it's going to keep you on your toes, tell you to use a motion sensor, remember your shields, help you get your aim on point, sort it out. And yeah, it just gets your brain going, makes it much easier to concentrate and do well in multiplayer. And it's a tip I really can't stress enough, regardless of what game you're playing. Well, it's Halo 5, Call of Duty, anything really. Right, the second tip is one that improves both your reaction time and your aim. Perhaps you could argue it improves one more so than the other, but it still helps improve both at the same time. And that is playing, this applies to Halo, as you probably guessed by the video, but anyways, that is playing a game of SWAT. The reason for this is that in the SWAT playlist, nobody has any energy shield, so and you always start with a weapon that has the capability of a one-shot headshot. So if you turn the corner, you see the enemy sees you, whoever shoots fastest and gets that headshot first wins the gunfight. That's just how it is. You might kill trade sometimes, but other than that, yeah, guaranteed to kill and survive. And the reason for playing SWAT is it really does improve your reaction time and your aim, because if you want to win in SWAT, you have to go for the headshots. There's no other way about it. If you don't go for the headshot, you're going to lose. That's how it is. You'll just get insta-killed far too easily. But it also improves your reaction time because there's no motion sensor in the SWAT game mode either, so you can't tell if someone's on the other side of a wall. So you really have to have your crosshairs at head height, ready to go in the blink of an eye in case someone does turn the corner and shoot you. Right, on to the third tip now, and that is use the timer in the bottom right of the screen next to the scoreboard. In a minute you might be thinking, what's the point in using the timer? It doesn't tell us anything except how long's left in the match. Although that is useful in itself when you are getting to the closing stages, because it can help you change your playstyle to try and run down the clock or seal the deal if you run out of time. The real reason for the timer is to know when power weapons spawn before anyone else. Although in Halo 5 this is somewhat not as useful in some game modes, because you're often told when power weapons spawn. It can help you control the area before they come in, and it's also really good for getting power-ups because they aren't labelled on the map. What I mean by this is, say, for example, the rocket launcher has a 30-second respawn timer. When that weapon runs out of ammo, and is dropped, swapped for another weapon, or is left on the floor with ammo for 30 seconds, it's going to despawn and then respawn at its original location. For example, if I pick up the rocket launcher at 4 minutes and then drop the rocket launcher at 3 minutes 30, it's going to be back at its original spawn when the timer hits 3 minutes. So it's important to remember this, because that means you know when the power weapons come back, so you can get there first and ruin the enemy. And the last tip, there's not as much to this one, it's quite simple, and it's play with a friend, 2 friends, a team of friends, even just one. Communicate often in the game when you're playing with them, because it will help you figure out. Shout out where enemies are, use callouts, and yeah, if you just follow all of these tips, your game's going to improve a lot. Right, I've been Jumtic. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe. Goodbye.